So the decision on Carlos Sainz's F1 future still seems to rumble on and on. And I saw a story in the Seed Stream app the other day talking about Carlos saying that he won't be rushed into making that decision. He won't be rushed by impatient Formula One teams vying for his services. But of course they're impatient. They all want their 2025 and 2026 seasons secured. They want to know who's driving for them. And also, if it isn't going to be Carlos Sainz, they need to start moving on the other options, which will begin to diminish very quickly as some of those other teams do indeed lock their driver lineup in place. From Carlos's perspective, I can't help but feel he's hedging a little bit. He's holding on for something in the background that could potentially be a better possibility. And for me, that is still the outside chance that there could be Max Verstappen's seat available at Red Bull Racing. It seems unlikely, and Max does have a contract at Red Bull for next year, but he seems to have even talked loosely at least about committing himself for 2025, answering questions to journalists. But there was definitely some hesitation around it, and we know there's a lot of disruption in the background. There's a lot of unrest between Max, Jos, the people around him, and of course Christian Horner. Things are not all perfectly smooth at Red Bull right now, and I believe there is a possibility that Max could still end up in a Mercedes for 2025, the vacant seat left by Lewis Hamilton. It might seem like an outside bet, and it probably is, but even if that is an outside chance, if you're Carlos Sainz, that makes you a really good fit for the vacant Max Verstappen seat should it emerge. And do you want to give up a seat at the top table in this sport for one that's almost certainly running around at the back in 2025? It would seem to make sense that he wants to hold on as long as he can, but is there a possibility that Carlos Sainz ends up losing some of his better options if the Red Bull option doesn't even materialise? And it sounds like that seems like a long shot. It's a really tricky situation that Carlos has found himself in. Only time will tell. It was a situation triggered right back at the start of the year when Lewis Hamilton announced he was going to Ferrari, and it's cascaded through the driver market, opening up seats, moving drivers around, and even giving us potential driver moves that haven't even materialised yet. So much has happened as a result of that, and Carlos Sainz finds himself on the precarious balance between dropping all the way down Formula One's order from Ferrari somewhere down towards the back of the grid, or potentially holding on and risking all for a slim chance of a seat right back up at the top at Red Bull. Don't forget to go and download our free Seed Stream Formula One app. It's a place where you'll find stories like this and many, many more as they happen, and I'm pretty sure you're going to love it. Just search Seed Stream wherever you get your apps from.